Of the Rockpile Report podcast. I am your host, Bill season ticket holder Drew Gear, who literally just got to his chair right before the camera kicked on. That's my producer, Chris Kruger, and in studio with us tonight is a bewildered Joe Miller, who he's not bewildered.
Season ticket holder, bewildered Joe Miller.
He's just stunned that this idiot thing ever gets off the ground.
Oh, no.
I have a feeling.
Contraire, mon frere. I've done this for a long time. I know what happens in the last 5 seconds of a live podcast.
I love the fact that if anybody were to see how hard it is to get this shit show off the ground, it's what I imagine the Wright brothers had going on, like before the plane actually worked.
You are in good company, my friend. Like, I have done live production for 20 years, and literally when the countdown hits 10 seconds, it's frantic mode.
You've done so. Your first time here, new layout.
Oh, first time for this layout. Yes.
Thoughts, thinks, and thoughts.
Dude, I'm sitting here. The table I did not like, but yes, I mean, I'm sitting here. The chairs are great. Skinny Pants Mafia, Skinny Jeans Mafia is in the house.
So for everyone watching right now, we are on the 2-shot, and you can now tell that Joe Miller is 100% a denim enthusiast. He's got holes in his jeans. You probably bought him like that.
You can see my calves. Yep.
Yeah. We got everything here.
And they were purchased this way.
I got to make a joke earlier that a 5'11" wide receiver wears the same size pants as Joe. And that was gratifying. That felt really good. It felt really good to make that joke. Because that's what you do, right? You break balls with the ones you love.
Of course.
Joe, it's always good to have you here.
It's always good to be here.
Guys, we are here recapping the Buffalo Bills AFC wildcard victory. I had a whole thing. I had a whole bit to open the show. I'm flustered because I think resolutions are stupid. I just want to start there.
Okay.
I think resolutions are dumb.
I don't do them.
And here's why. I think that if you really want to make personal change, it shouldn't take an arbitrary date on the calendar for you to do it. Perfect example. I decided that, not that I have a problem with sugar intake. I actually don't eat sweets at all.
Really?
I just don't like them. There's nothing salty, crunchy, spicy. That's my thing.
I don't go crazy over them, but I do eat them at times.
No, candy, cakes, desserts, nothing. I don't.
That's why you like a plain cake donut.
100%. My favorite donut is just a plain fry cake. And
I can get down with that.
What I'll say is this. I randomly decided, I was like, you know what? I put coffee in my sugar. It was sugar in my coffee. Every day I have a cup of black coffee with 2 lumps of sugar. Why? Do I do that because that's how I started drinking it when I was like 17 and I liked the sugar then? Or did I never like the sugar and that's just how it was made for me? And so I was like, all right, well, screw it. We're just going to not do that anymore. And that day, cold turkey, December 14th, I stopped having sugar. And guess what? Nothing bad happened. And I went, and now I'm here drinking completely black coffee. And I didn't need New Year's Day to be like, okay, today's the day, guys, because some date on the calendar changed.
How many cups of coffee a day?
Oh, I drink like a pot.
$50 in 6 months, you'll lose 10 pounds. In 6 months, you will have lost 10 pounds just from that.
Well, I mean, there is this.
No.
Hey, but you know what, guys? For those of you who don't know, Montucky Cold Snacks, the best six-pack for your six-pack, according to Men's Health Journal. They're the unofficial beer, the unofficial official beer of Montana, but the official beer of the Rockpile Report podcast. Make sure you go check it out. They're available at every single consumer's location in Western New York and Fatty Beer Company. And if my efforts persist, they're going to be in a bar near you real soon.
Is this a sponsorship?
Oh, dude.
I thought you just loved Montucky beer.
Well, I do love it, and that's why I'm their sponsor.
Do you think we paid for that sign between you guys?
No, they just give us this stuff. And here's what's great. You've had sponsors.
We have.
How many times have they ever given you copy?
We beg for it more than they give it to us.
Never.
Yeah.
Because they heard us do one read and they were like, oh, what you wrote for our product was so great. And I go, ha, it wasn't written. I just come off the top of mine because I drink the hell out of this.
Yeah, it's
refreshing.
It's usually, hey, that was a nice read. And also, why is it 5 minutes long?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, because Drew's just shooting from the hip. If you let me do it, I'll use ChatGPT and I'll do an actual 30 or 60.
Yeah, inside of the conversation around sponsorships, when we're trying to land a sponsor, it very much is said over and over again, the more often you can give us fresh copy, the better. And we usually get one revision at like the first time, and we never get a re-up.
Hacks, you just got to spit. You just got to love what you're doing and spit. See, that's it. I love this product, so I can talk about it all day long.
Same. Like, we have a lot of great Buffalo brands that we represent, so it makes it easy. We're not represent. Well, I mean, we do get thrown some reads from FanDuel, or I'm sorry, from Believe, from the Believe Network. What is that? Kool-Aid?
Close.
No.
It's
This
moonshine.
Is moonshine.
Oh,
homemade moonshine.
This is moonshine.
Why does it look like soft soap?
Oh, you have no idea. So the guy who made this for us, he competed on the Moonshiners TV show.
Am I gonna have to like get an Uber to get home tonight?
I mean, maybe depending on the way the show goes, guys. It's that kind of night. We are here.
I've got an old fashioned. I've got a sipper. We've got
moonshine. Joe and I
for tonight, for reasons you guys are going to get into, my bourbon of the evening. In fact, it's Outrider whiskey by Wyoming Whiskey, and I'm taking Wyoming whiskey because I think we may, for as good as Wyoming whiskey may be, the Buffalo Bills may own the greatest thing to ever come out of the state of Wyoming ever.
I can't debate it.
So,
Bang.
Joe, I gave you a little smidge in a Glencairn because we talked beforehand about how I acquired a $200 bottle of bourbon. So you have a little scotch of Maker's Mark cellar aged because, you know, celebrating a wild card victory, you need a high quality bourbon. So why not go with a $200 Maker's Mark cellar aged?
Go Bills.
Around the room, cheers.
Go Bills.
To a wild card victory. Let's get into it. Let's get into it for the people. The people are here. They're hungry for it. I'm looking at the comments. Teddy Bandana, this is my first Rockpile Report after a playoff win. Let's fucking go.
Hey.
Absolutely. It's go time.
Nice.
Let's start it from the top. The AFC wildcard recap. Bills 27, Jaguars 24. I've got my stats of the game. Josh Allen, 20 to 35, 80%.
Not too bad for a guy that's inaccurate and can't be fixed.
80%. 273, 1 touchdown, no turnovers, a 108 passer rating, 33 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns. All the touchdowns.
All the touchdowns. Yes.
No, Dalton Kincaid.
Well, right. He didn't receive Dalton Kincaid's touchdown.
But he threw it. Trevor Lawrence, 18 of 30. I mean, 60. If that's where's the bar now? See, that's what I mean. It's changed us as football fans. 60% in a wild card game. Yawn. 207, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, 86.4 passer rating, 2 damning interceptions. Like, those picks were bad.
86.4 isn't bad, but it's not 108.
They ended the game. There's that. Heavy boxes. James Cook saw 20% of his rushes against heavy boxes. Trevor Etienne, 0.
What does that tell you?
Exactly. Go ahead, run the ball.
Yeah, go ahead.
Run the ball. Take it out of the air, idiots.
Feel free.
James Cook, 1.47 yards after contact per attempt. A season low.
You know, I am still old enough to remember being told that James Cook would never be a number 1 running back in the NFL.
Khalil Shakir, 12 of 12, 86 yards.
Not even going to touch that one.
1.5 targeted air yards for Khalil Shakir.
It was not.
1.5 air yards for Khalil Shakir's 86 yards.
Yeah, there's some foreshadowing. There's some foreshadowing in that one.
Yeah, see, now you're getting to see. There's a reason that I go through my stats because it's everything I want to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
Time of possession differential. The Buffalo Bills were plus 7 minutes and 38 seconds.
It didn't feel like it.
It didn't feel like it. But plus 738.
It's a big deal.
Tre White, 4 targets for 1 catch, 3 yards.
Also a big deal.
Joey Bosa, a giant bag of ass. I've got some notable numbers, Chris, in lightning round style. You got to guess what I'm thinking of. Negative 18.
That was how cold the river was that James Hardy died in.
God, I hate you.
Negative 18 would be a block of ice. There would be no river.
James Cook rushing yards over expected, which indicates to you that the struggles that he was seeing to get going on the ground, there were rushing lanes there. He just didn't make defenders miss.
Right.
They made amazing plays to get him to the ground in ways that there was avenues for him to just keep running.
Well, one point, Jim Nantz, I think, on the broadcast said that basically the first defender that got to James Cook every time was getting him on the ground.
And it was the worst margin for any running back in the wild card round. Any running back who touched a football in the wild card round did better than James Cook and rush yards over expectation.
It was also the number one rushing defense in the NFL. And
exactly.
And that's a real stat, unlike the Bills' number one passing defense.
Yeah.
Although they looked like the number one passing defense in that football game.
Chris, 42.2. He can see the answers, so I can't ask him. 42.2. What am I thinking of?
I won't look.
It's almost Jackie Robinson's number.
Brandon Cook's percentage of all of the Bills' total air yards thrown. 42.2% of all the air yards Josh Allen threw for on Sunday belonged to Brandon Cooks.
Yep.
9. Come on, Chris, you got to get this one. 9.
This one's a Barney. This is
Jack Eichel's original number.
It's the number of players to catch a pass from Josh Allen.
Pause. The problem that I have with this, we talk about this on our post-game show often because I go through the stats on Sunday nights after the games or after the games in general. Anytime you're watching a major broadcast of an NFL football game and the quarterback hits his 6th receiver, the announcer immediately says, that's the 6th receiver of a catch today. Josh Allen throws to 8, 9, 10 guys every single game.
And it's amazing.
Who
else is doing it in the playoffs?
Nobody.
That's right. Nobody. And guess what, Chris? The number's 0.
Keon Coleman?
Nope. It's the number of playoff game-winning drives for Josh Allen until yesterday.
I hate that. So they started Football Night in America with that. Josh Allen has his first ever playoff game-winning drive. And I'm like, wait. Because I was witness to 3 in Kansas City.
Yep.
3 alone in Kansas City.
God. Oh, my God. See, I'm looking at this. People are already fighting about safeties in the comments. I love this. Oh, my God. Hancock was in over his head. This is awesome. Guys, how are we feeling out there? How are we feeling? Those of you who are watching live on YouTube, does everybody feel good about this? The first playoff road win in 33 years.
Since John Fina's rookie year.
Yeah. What were you doing? I was saying, what were you doing 33 years ago? Your co-host.
I was
over there on the Overreaction Podcast Network was literally playing professional football.
Special teams. He was a rookie, so he played special teams.
But he was playing the game.
2nd year out of high school for Joe Miller.
Ooh. Wow. So what were you doing? Touring with the band?
I was not. I was working at Winn-Dixie in Florida.
There you go.
Joe Miller, was that bourbon worth $200?
It was very tasty.
Would you spend $200 on it?
No, because I go through it so fast.
Nobody spends
I told you
$200
that.
on bourbon. You're an idiot. See, this is what I tell Chris. He's a collector. I'm a drinker. When I get a good bourbon, I just drink it.
I'm not a collector. Look back there. Are any of those, other than there's a Buffalo Trace store pick that I haven't opened because I'm still working the other one. But outside of that, every bottle I own, which is like 164.
Hell yeah, Rich Perks. He says it's his first playoff victory he's seen in person. Hell yeah, I'll raise a glass to that. Yeah, guys, who in the chat was in Duval? Who all went down there?
was there. Rich Perks was there.
Hell yeah. Let's go. First road, you guys can say definitively you saw history.
That's right.
Something that happened 33 years ago finally got repeated. It almost feels like Like now when you hear that stat, I didn't hear it until after the game.
I didn't hear it until, yesterday. Or Sunday. I didn't hear it until Sunday.
It seems fake. All the success the Buffalo Bills have had recently, that number seems made up.
Yeah, why didn't anybody tell me that before I flew to Kansas City before the 13-second game?
Yeah, you're an idiot for. I won't travel for Bills games. They broke me. They broke me years ago.
We try to go to at least one game, if not two games a year. So
where I want to start tonight's conversation, and guys, for those of you who may be noticing, I am losing some of my voice. My plan is to be hoarse by the time this show is over.
We're hoping.
I'm going to give you everything I have.
Fingers crossed.
I turned on NFL Network Sunday morning before kickoff to the game. If we're going to recap this thing, it's like a Tarantino film. We just celebrated. We talked about the numbers. I want to go back to the beginning where I started this shit show. And I hear this from Ian Rappaport. Chris, do you have the audio?
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I'll give you some numbers, Mike. 8 playoff appearances, 5 division titles, 2 AFC title game appearances, double-digit wins 7 years in a row. Why am I giving you Sean McDermott's resume before his team plays the Jacksonville Jaguars today? Well, because in this world we live in, where Mike McDaniel can be fired after being informed that he was safe, after John Harbaugh can be fired after winning a Super Bowl in 18 successful seasons with the Baltimore Ravens, we have been conditioned that anything is possible. Sean McDermott does not feel like he's in trouble. He does not feel like a coach who has to win today. But until Terry Pagula, until the Bills come out and say it, or until he wins and makes us all shut up, Tom, this is going to be at least something that we are monitoring.
At least something we're monitoring. Now, I hear that, and I'm already angry. And I'm not even angry because I'm a Sean McDermott defender. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. But if there's no smoke, then why is this something that needs to be discussed on national TV? Why would you even bring it up? And then you start thinking about what guys like Rapp and Schefter do. How do you get your scoops? Who are you and what do you mean to the landscape of football coverage? It's not outside the realm of possibilities that think about how they get their information.
They have phone numbers and text. They get text messages.
Also, they get leaked things that are advantageous, whether it's organizations, whether it's agents, whether it's players, whether it's people leak things to them so that one, they can get a story out like, hey, feed this out there. But also it's to let them know like, hey, I'm hearing rumblings of something. And I'm sure they do things. There's a little quid pro quo there, I'm sure.
For sure. I mean, are you feeling that he's getting rumblings from the Pagula organization?
I don't know where he's getting this from, but what I do know is after years of there being nothing, like the Buffalo Bills organization has been airtight in terms of leaks, in terms of things slipping out of one Bills drive for
a couple of years,
all of Sean McDermott's career here.
Most of it.
And now you have Ian Rappaport on NFL Network talking about, well, Sean McDermott might not be the safest guy in the entire world. You know, his career might hinge on this game. That doesn't come from nowhere.
But if there's a year to do it for the Pagulas, it's the year that Harbaugh gets fired. It's the year that Tomlin steps down. It's the year that everybody's getting fired.
And the reason they also do it is because then they can turn around and go, see, I was first. I had insider information and I knew this was going to happen.
For sure.
And that's what makes them scoop artists.
Yeah.
So when I hear that, I immediately get angry because I'm like, oh, so you're already dooming my football team. Like, oh, did you want to continue this wheel of carnage that's going on here? What I will say is that what took place on Sunday, I am not a defender of Sean McDermott. I have never been a guy who's had a lot of nice things to say about the guy.
Especially on Sunday.
On Sunday, I said some things that made my mother-in-law pale. And she texted my wife the next day and said, you know, it still just doesn't sit okay with me that he says these things. And he doesn't even know that man. Now, this is a woman who doesn't watch football, know football, care about football. But she goes, he said some really awful things about that man, and it hurts. And it's like, well, Marie, you stepped into Thunderdome. You chose to come over to my house during this game, and I'm sorry that happened to you.
If I was Larissa, I would have texted back her mom. I would have been like, okay, now extrapolate that as if a man said something to me like that in public. What do you think Drew would do?
Well, exactly.
And then she would be like, okay, I get it. Drew's going to protect you.
Drew's a savage.
I'm just confused about. I mean, I get that you haven't had a whole lot of good things to say about McDermott the entire time that he's been here, but this year, above all years, when you watch, and yes, there is the Falcons game, there's the Texans game, there's the Dolphins game, there's a couple games out there that are like, what is happening? But if there has been a masterful, I'll say, head coaching job that has been done by Sean McDermott, it has been this year. Now, I'm not excusing Joe Brady and Bobby Babich and him having to take the play calling duties back from Bobby Babich, which we saw an immediate change. As soon as McDermott starts calling the defensive plays, you're like, oh, that's what a McDermott defense looks like. And then obviously Bobby Babich got them back. But it's like,
well, he got them back. But do you understand this? Ryan Nielsen is now more heavily involved than he used to be.
I did not know that.
And so now you're talking about a football team where Sean McDermott was like, okay, I gave you the leash. You ran with it and you hung yourself with it. So now I had to take it back, and I'm going to give it back to you, but also you now have a guy riding sidecar.
Right.
You need a Robin to your Batman. I'm sorry. And Bobby, I'm sorry if this hurts your feelings, but you're 2 years into the NFL, and twice now your defenses have been wildly volatile. In terms of their structure, in terms of their output week to week, in terms of some of the play calling. In certain situational football moments, you have to have the right play call, and you're just way over your skis.
I don't want to tout myself, but Chris, I have to tout myself in this moment. I took a picture of Sean McDermott with the play call sheet over his face as he was calling the play into his headset, and I was like, it sure looks like Sean McDermott is calling plays.
Yeah,
he's calling defensive plays. And then it was like all the beat reporters after that was like, there's rumors that Sean McDermott is calling plays in this game. And I was like, it's pretty obvious if you're watching the broadcast that Sean McDermott is calling all of the plays in this game.
So when I come into this and I hear that, I get angry. And I go, okay, so what you're doing is
the funny part is like you're
forecasting my coach's doom before the game even starts.
You are such an Italian Catholic, even though you probably are not. Like you don't give a shit or a damn about any of this stuff. But if somebody attacks one of your own, you better believe.
Well, yeah, because he's mine. I can punch down on him. You can't. You don't get to say that about my coach. So I come into this game.
It's amazing.
And I watch it play out. And I will tell you that this coaching staff, for all of the years that I've spent banging on Brian Daboll, and I spent Rick Dennison, who I said should have been buried underneath the Browns Stadium.
Awful.
And they just all of the guys that I've ever had a problem with. I think that the coaching staff is probably one of the reasons you win this football game. Their fingerprints were all over this, and it's incredible. Like, for as much as I don't love to give Joe Brady praise for anything, I go, oh, Joe Brady stinks at his job. This offense has been up and down. Yeah, sure, they're in the top 5 for scoring. It's the same way people say, oh, the Broncos are they're a top defense. You play the Raiders.
Right.
So everything's subjective, right?
Agreed.
What I loved from this was you watch Joe Brady have moments where I go, okay, he gets it. He's like, oh, hey, we're going to pummel you with Khalil Shakir on these bubble screens. We're not going to hide the fact that this is our intention. We are going to bubble screen you to death. And then the one time that you think you have a beat on it, we're going to pump fake it and throw it up the seam. Fuck you. Fuck your friends. Fuck your feelings. We're going it, and we're going to do this.
It's great when it works.
Oh, sure. But guess what?
It ain't great when it don't work.
It also happened. There was other ways he did it, where it was like, oh, hey, it's a switch. It's a fake screen to this side, and then it's a screen to that side.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you guys are so used to bubble screens on tape. Now we're going to throw a tunnel screen for a first down on third down.
Right.
He did a lot of exotic things, even though Khalil Shakir didn't get the ball down the field through the air. He did things to differentiate all of the screen game from anything they've done over the last month and a half of football.
I just want to stop with the screen game. I'm over it.
But the tunnel screen worked. It worked. And so this is where it's like, okay, if I'm mad about this, do I have to take the good with the bad? I'm not saying I love Joe Brady or I'm absolving him of any of his previous sins. What I'm asking you is a question. If it worked, am I okay for giving him a pass for doing it?
No. It's about tendencies, and it's about what happens next, and it's about what did we learn and what does he feel. So for him, that was validation in that moment of, look, we ran it 10 times, 9 times, and it worked, versus the 100 times they ran it in a 17-game season and it didn't work.
Well, for everybody who follows you on Twitter, they saw that because here's a tweet from Joe Miller. Guys, for those of you watching live, Joe Miller spent the morning of, he's over and over again like a mantra, I won't get mad today. I won't get mad today. I won't get mad today. And then he quote tweeted that immediately. 2nd and 7, Cook off the field, screen to Shakir for no gain. Mad.
Why is the best player on your offense not named Josh Allen off the field on 2nd and 7? Why? And why are you throwing a screen? I'm mad. I'm mad now. I'm mad. And the last thing I want to see against the Broncos is more of the same. I don't need to see 10 screen passes to Shakir when we have seen Shakir be dominant down the field.
But they did it and it worked. And it might not have, and I hate to be that guy because I'm never this guy. I'm never warm and fuzzy, bubbly, I'll take the win guy.
I'm not going to be here next week when they throw 10 screen passes to Shakir and it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And what I'll say is, and this is where the same way I talked about it during our stadium shows, where I was like, I'd love for the New York State to find the ways and the money to keep the Buffalo Bills. Also, because I'm a hypocrite, I reserve the right to then boo and vote those people out of office because how dare you waste millions of dollars when our water infrastructure is failing. I get to be a hypocrite and there's nothing anyone can do about it.
The problem that I have with the Shakir screen, the bubble screen of Shakir, the wide receiver screen, is until this past weekend, they've never worked off of it. They've never done anything off of it. So it's not like they're running it to set something up later in the game. This weekend they finally did, or this past weekend they finally did. They went an entire season of running a pointless play at important times. 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9.
And they screen and then punt. And you go, that's a surrender play.
Well, no, it was 3rd and 9. They ran the screen pass. They lost a yard. And then they ran the hook and ladder and got the first down 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. But it's like, what are we doing? Normally when you run plays like that aren't overly successful, you're doing it to set something else up. And Joe Brady has not done that. He just loves that play for some reason.
But it worked. And it's one of the
blind squirrel finds an acorn.
And he found the nut. He found the nut this weekend. And
let's go to AA Barber in the comments. If you ran out 100 times in the season, the other team saw it. Joe Brady is the make your tendencies an advantage guy.
I almost don't want to believe that that's true because I hope he's off the roster. Like, I hope Joe Brady leaves and he takes a job and he goes somewhere else.
Nobody's hiring that clown.
But what I want to know is, in this game, can you fault the way that he called it? I don't think he can. There's not a lot of, he stuck to the run when it didn't work, but he stuck with it because he was like, hey, look, we got to find something that works. And it worked.
I'm in a completely different space on this situation, just because I feel like, and it goes back to a tweet that Robin Mundy put out last week or week and a half ago, just in regards to Josh Allen and this idea of regression. And I feel like this isn't a regression situation. For me, I've been screaming why, and I know we don't have the wide receivers, but that to me is roster construction. However, why can't I have 2020, 2021, 2022 Josh Allen, who was the most dangerous passer in the NFL, and James Cook? Why have we relegated Josh Allen to this, like, I got to throw the football -1 to -3 or to +3 yards, and that's who Josh Allen is all of a sudden. So for me, the whole concept of this conversation, I can't even respond to.
Can I say something?
Because they have removed.
Sure. You would love to have it. You would love to have all these things. Can I say that hearing you say that reminds me of the movie Unforgiven?
It's literally, you've got Barry. Imagine the Detroit Lions draft Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders is Barry Sanders for 4 solid effing years. And then all of a sudden they're like, we're going to make Barry a safety.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to say to you.
What are we doing here?
You're like, oh, all these things, and why can't we just have everything? Why can't we have it all at once?
It's not about everything.
In the movie Unforgiven, when he kills Little Bill.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
He lays on the floor and he goes, I don't deserve to die like this. I was building a house. And he looks at him, he's like, deserves got nothing to do with it. This is just life. This is just life, and this is the hand that got dealt to you. That's the Buffalo Bills. Right now, Buffalo Bills.
Should it be?
But here's where we are. You can talk about should, and we can debate. We have a whole offseason.
We just saw Lamar Jackson effectively I am absolutely projecting. Lamar Jackson go into ownership and say, I can't win with this guy. I need a staff, or I need whatever I need to win football games. And I feel like we're approaching that moment with Josh Allen. Josh Allen has to find that moment inside of himself where he says, Josh Allen is the perfect fit for Buffalo because he's a hard worker and he's humble, which is what we all are, every single one of us. But at some point in time,
I'm not humble. I'm arrogant as fuck.
At some point in time, Josh Allen is going to have to be like, look, we're either going to win with me or we're not.
I'm a dude with bad teeth and terrible haircut, and I'm over here tap dancing. I don't give a shit. I'm one of the greatest things since sliced bread. What I will tell you is that everything you're saying, I hear it, I understand it.
I never finished my point. Don't forget what you're going to say. To Robin Mundy's tweet point, what I said was, it's not even a square peg in a round hole situation when you're talking about Josh Allen. Should Josh Allen be able to run concepts from whatever it is that the brainchild of Joe Brady wants to run? Yes, he should be able to run those concepts. But they're literally pounding a square peg into a 2x4 with no holes. But this is not an offense for him.
And yet on Sunday it worked.
And Mitch Trubisky proved it.
Sure, but on Sunday it worked. And guess what? I'm willing to defend. I don't know how you made me the defender of this entire thing. I don't know when I became captain. I'm literally.
You're welcome, Chris.
Chris, I feel like Captain America. I'm over here getting beat up by Thanos, and I pick up the shield. I'm like, fuck it, I'll get back in here. I don't care. How did you make me this guy?
You're welcome.
What I will say.
Josh from the tailgate would love to see you tap dance. He would pay money to see you tap dance.
Holy shit.
I bet Johanna would too.
What I will tell you is that this staff went out there with not the more talented roster, and they attacked this football team the same way they would anybody else, and they held serve. They led at halftime. We'll talk about it later, but no, this is a point I want to save for kind of the end of the show. But the Bills took care of business throughout the course of this game. They were in it. They hung there, even though they have no business if you're looking at it from a skill position, a play caller position.
I disagree.
Hang on. So when you looked at everything that went on here, the defense, the offense, all I see are a lot of the hallmarks of a Sean McDermott team. Now, first of all, intentional and deliberate. Yes. Here's a tweet from Wyatt, who, this is funny. You'll appreciate this. Sean McDermott would hesitate to call the police if he got shot.
It's probably true.
And he said that after Sean McDermott waffled over whether or not to challenge the fourth down
I tweeted
play.
about that too. Throw the flag. What is the pomp and circumstance? Like, what are we doing? Put the flag on the field.
Now, what's hilarious about that concept? Hey, Sean McDermott, he's deliberate. He's this, he's that. Yeah, it frustrates you, but it's also his deliberation is the reason that we're moving on to the divisional round.
Can we back up? Sorry, go ahead. I know you have sorry.
He also challenged. You're talking about a guy who, in 1 second, he showed his ass where he's like, well, I have John Perry up there, former head of officiating, who's trying to watch the tape going, Sean, challenge, don't challenge. And he's gun shy, so he doesn't trust himself.
How do I get that job?
Because his career challenge record is awful.
How do I get that job?
So he's now waiting for some guy in the booth to be like, Sean, you should do this. But he's waiting and waiting and waiting, and the moment might pass you. And then at the same time, that ending sequence of the game, where it's like, oh, hey, do we kill clock at the goal line? And it's been hashed and it's been rehashed, and people have written articles. I don't put that
on McDermott.
I don't. But what I love is that he had the wherewithal to be like, hey, I'm the one who said, hey, let's kill the clock. And then I overruled myself in the moment and was like, no, wait a minute, I'm wrong. Don't do it. And here's what I love.
That to me is coach speak. I feel like the Jaguars let him get in.
They did.
Yeah.
But they just as easily could have kneeled it and then gone to the next.
But you're not going to kneel and go back a yard and a half, 2 yards. That's not going to happen.
Well, and this is the point. He's like, well, what do I do? There's what seems like smart football on paper.
Right.
And then there's what everyone would love me to do, which is go get a touchdown. And I don't know how to parse these two things. So I'm going to go with my gut. And what I loved is when in the post game, they asked Bobby Babich what he thought about Sean McDermott's decision not to try to run the clock out and instead to put the defense back on the field with a minute to win it. And he goes, no comment. He just leaned in and was like, no comment. And all I'm picturing is Bobby Babich sitting there while Sean McDermott looks at him like Chow from The Hangover. And he's like, after the game, they're sitting there. It's quiet in the locker room. And he goes, Sean, that was fucking wild. And he looks at him and goes, but did you die? No.
Did you die?
Okay. Did you die? Okay, no. Then guess what? We're moving on. You're fine. We all made it.
I have a problem with your feeling that somehow the Jaguars roster on paper is overwhelmingly better than the Bills.
It's not.
At what point? Where?
Wide receiver.
Jacoby Myers,
BTJ, Parker Washington. I would take those.
Parker Washington is the one of the three that you mentioned that flashed in that game, and it was wildly because he was number 3. Right,
and he was on Teron Johnson,
and he was on Teron Johnson. They're Josh Allen, James Cook. Also, our offensive line is way better than their offensive line. Their wide receivers are not better than our wide receivers.
Listen, I'm on a 15-minute, 20-minute apology tour here. Let me eat my crow. Sean McDermott doesn't get enough credit for creating the metal that allows a football team to overcome adversity the way that they do.
Okay.
This is a football team that is steeped in adversity all season long from the jump. It's just been problem after problem.
Mainly
after
the wide
problem.
receiver position.
It's everywhere. Yeah. And Oliver has an all-pro game and gets hurt immediately. Yeah. And then he comes back and gets hurt immediately. And you go, okay, well, someday he'll be back. Maybe. No. Okay, well, at least we have some wide receivers. Oh, shit. No, we don't have those. Well, tight end. Nope. Dalton Kincaid, our most explosive guy. He's not here.
Glass.
This whole season has been a giant exercise in suffering. And yet over and over and over again, they get up off the mat and they go out there on a Sunday and they fight you to the last quarter. And if you can't hold them, they go to New England and they get walloped in the first half. They get almost haymakered to death. And you go, oh, you're down by 20-something points. You should give up. Most teams would fold and the Patriots will run the clock out in the second half. Instead, your defense gave them 3 possessions, and your offense chewed clock just in the terms of Mickey from Rocky. You ate lightning and crap thunder, and you somehow stole that game from them. This team, that mentality doesn't come from nowhere. So there's an article about Sean McDermott and Josh Allen's relationship. You talked about it. Josh Allen has to go to ownership and request a change.
Or even Sean.
Do you know that they've actually grown closer over the last few years?
And that wasn't an indictment on Sean.
No. But the reason why is because I think Josh is maturing and he's realizing like, oh shit, Sean is a control freak and he's probably got flaws and he's got this and that and the other thing. But one thing he respects about him is the fact that the roster responds. And it's not a rah-rah, hey, we need to celebrate and people need grills in the locker room and we're all going to do some things for Instagram. Instead, it's, hey, you all showed up, you all did your 111th. Everyone shut the fuck up because next week you have to go back to work.
Yes, but what we know about Josh Allen is he does not live in despite the humility that I talked about earlier, he does not live in a space of being okay with living in spite of me. And they've tried to do that to him now for the last 2 years.
But he does. Tyler Dunn has written the article.
He doesn't like it.
Teammates of his have talked about the fact that he's a Boy Scout and he just won't break rank. He's built of this thing of I want to be here, and if I'm part of it, then I'm going down with the ship.
It was reported, so it must be true.
Yeah, right? So,
what if I told you it wasn't true?
What about this? Look at all the adversity that got handed to the Bills on Sunday. Penalty disparity. Bad spot while trying to give the Jags a first down, and McDermott finally found the nuts to go challenge that. Questionable decision by the officials to call that catch incomplete, and he didn't challenge it. And he probably would have lost.
There was one upheld last night.
Sure. Even worse decision to the entire offense for Jacksonville somehow got set at the line of scrimmage. That kick That Cam Little kick attempt is one of the ugliest misofficiations of the entire wild card round. You mean to tell me that every single player on the Jaguars got set for the Cam Little kick attempt?
It's not even that. I tweeted about it, and I had to mute the conversation because people were like trying to give me stuff. So first of all, the official never set the ball.
No!
The official has to set the ball. Second of all, if they had come out and they had simply just said, blah, 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 whatever happens, because the half can't end on a defensive penalty, it's an untimed down, Jacksonville can do whatever they want, and they try the field goal attempt, at least all of us that know a fraction of football are okay with, okay, it's an untimed down, they have a field goal attempt. But the whole idea that we all agree, all of us have agreed that there's 1 second left on the clock before the snap, before the penalty, therefore we're putting 1 second back, and everybody, and like they're showing it on TV, 1-0 snap. It's like, this is not real. This is not reality. Like that whole sequence was a freaking joke.
So everything goes to the missed holding calls on the everything is going wrong. The injuries in the middle of the game. Josh Allen gets beat up. Gabe Davis tears his ACL in the middle of the game. Terrell Shavers tears his ACL and comes back.
Yeah.
Again, Poyer subs out and his understudy immediately just starts hemorrhaging receptions.
Wasn't there one point where he was on this side of the field and the ball went to this side?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, here are you.
Yeah, he's like, where should I be?
Right.
Everything that could go wrong in that game went wrong.
It wasn't great.
And yet we came out on top.
Coaching.
That doesn't come from nowhere.
Coaching.
Is Sean McDermott the best coach ever? No, for sure. Do I think the Bills could do better in some situations? Obviously. And yet for some reason, this team responds to him. They respond to him. And Josh follows him. And so they respond to this. And it's just an avalanche that some teams can't handle. I defy you. Compare it to what was going on across the aisle. Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence. Rookie coach with an under playoff experienced quarterback.
Yep.
They didn't understand what the playoffs were. They tried to run the same bullshit that they got away with in the regular season.
Doesn't work.
And when he turned the ball over, they're like, it's cool, but it's not because this is one and done, baby.
That's right.
If those turnovers end up costing you, whether it's points or whether it's the game, that's your ass. Now you go home.
That's right.
And they don't have that nuanced understanding of this is what the playoffs are. They don't. And that was always going to be the advantage of having a Sean McDermott-led team with Josh Allen.
It's literally what happened last year against the Denver Broncos when the Bills beat them 31-7. So it's the Bills big boyed the Broncos, who everybody were like, oh, watch out for this Broncos team, Sean Payton and Bo Nix and that defense and blah, blah. And the Bills were like, we're done with you guys.
They're built to survive atrocities. And if I have to give credit to anybody for that, it's Sean McDermott.
100%.
Because I remember what this team was. I will forever sear it into my memory having media credentials for the final day of 2017's training camp when he sat all 90 guys down at the 50 because camp practice was sloppy. It was bad. And he called them all to the carpet and went through and motherfucked every single member of that team to their face and wrote them all down. You did this. You did that. You're sloppy. You're fucking up here. And he threw a clipboard. And I'm asking Sal Capaccio going, does this happen? He's like, no. And he's furiously scribbling in his notepad. From that day, Sean McDermott cemented himself, if not maybe one of the best head coaches this team will ever have. Just a guy who won't take shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put up with shit, and neither will my players. Neither will my team.
Right.
And when life hands us shit, we'll deal with it.
Right.
And I have to respect him for that. And this weekend, he, with all the doubt and all the aspersions being cast, I have to appreciate that. But there's nobody you should appreciate more than Josh fucking Allen. Guys, can we talk about the best quarterback to ever play the position in wildcard history? Joe, up here on the screen as I fumble, not even fumble, I'm actually doing this pretty well with a little clicker. I'm going to zoom in so that you can see the actual numbers.
Maybe.
Come on now. give me that. Yeah, here we go. So what I've done is I've charted. I have charted Josh Allen's wild card statistics, and he's out of control. We aren't here if we don't have Josh Allen. And well, I say that I'm going to pour a little bit more Wyoming whiskey. So when you look at his wild card statistics in the aggregate, it's insanity. When you think about 70% completion percentage over a 6-year span,
it's borderline nuts.
there's no other quarterback. And also, how about this one? The touchdowns aside, Chris, think about this.
Yeah, we had a discussion about that yesterday within the thumbnail. Drew was like 20 total touchdowns in the wild card. And I was like, I got 21. He was like, no, 20.
It's
and
20.
And I'm like, he caught a pass.
And look at that.
So
One lone receiving
counts.
touchdown over
Oh,
there.
Texans,
Yes.
2019.
He caught a touchdown pass in the wild card round.
That's right, 2019.
There's how many quarterbacks have ever caught a wild card round touchdown pass?
I do not have that answer.
It's 16 passing touchdowns, 4 rushing, 1 receiving.
Nice.
The problem with the Buffalo Bills that Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence and everybody who believes the Jacksonville Jaguars have the better roster, what they found out is that Josh Allen might be the guy. In fact, there's a tweet here, Chris, if you can throw it up there for the people. Joe, I'm going to show it to you. It is very funny.
Which one?
This is from Med. This is a tweet from some guy on Med. He goes, Josh Allen is walking down the Jags D with me, you, and Khalil Shakir at wide receiver. He might actually just be him. And this is a Jaguars fan who's just, oh my God.
Right.
This guy has no help.
What is this guy doing?
And he's marching down the field on us.
Right.
I'd like to just hit Super Mexican in the comments. Drew is the Josh Allen of charts and sharts, probably.
Never trust a fart.
I had a text conversation with a friend of mine, Jeff. He texted me the night before the game. We're talking about it. And he said to me, we're going back and forth through all this stuff. And finally, he just goes, if Josh Allen maintains his composure, we win this game. And I go, yeah, but we've seen teams unravel, Josh. We've watched him get sped up.
Yeah.
We've watched him get ahead. We've watched him get uncomfortable. We've watched him and Joe Brady just be nowhere on the same page. And the Falcons game. Hey, it's a game-sealing play, and you're going to run mesh?
Texans game?
Don't run mesh.
Right.
Not now.
Right.
You're going to get me killed.
Right.
And that's what they did.
Right.
And so in this one, it was hilarious to watch Josh Allen just confidently stare down what is supposed to be one of the best defenses in football and an 80% completion percentage.
Yeah, I loved the Nate Geary tweet after the long pass to Brandon Cooks with the defender barreling down on the 42-yard pass, right?
Was it a catch or the one he dropped?
The catch. Wow, you were just all over Brandon Cooks. Like, I don't know why you're bitching about our wide receivers, Chris. Like, this is a team that scored 30 points a game last year.
Yeah, because I have to go to Denver this weekend, and I'm not happy about it.
Anyways, Nate Geary said that he drops this pass that is like, subhuman, and then basically walks back to the line of scrimmage like, what? Like, it ain't what we do.
It's fine.
It's fine. Like, this is what I do.
I'll get you next time.
Right.
I'll get you next time. But did he not get him next time?
He did.
Here's what I'll say. There's 2 plays that define the entire passing game. 2. I don't even count the Kincaid play was nice. The Kincaid throw for a touchdown
I'm talking
was
about the one you're about to talk about, the Cooks play.
When you look at this game, Josh Allen made when you looked at each team side by side, you're like, who's going to make the play that wins this game? Either it's going to be a Brian Thomas Jr. throw down the sideline. It's going to be a Parker Washington throw across the middle where he gets in between the safeties.
Who's still open in the Bills secondary right now.
He's still open right now. Or it's going to be Josh Allen just manufacturing something. The run action, manufacturing something. You and I talked about this off air earlier. The Keon Coleman whole shot, Josh Allen with no hesitation to chuck the ball to a guy who's been benched.
Trusted him.
Is that trust or is it desperation?
I think it was there. So much of NFL offensive football, we hear it all the time, and it's verifiable, is basically where the ball's supposed to go before the snap is even like snapped. So he knew that's where the ball was supposed to go, and I think it was just a trust issue. He knew that's where it was going to go, and he has one of the few elite arms in the NFL that can make that throw. The funny thing about that whole
Coleman catch was wild because it came out of nowhere. Everyone was like, holy shit, is that a Keon Coleman reception?
Well, it came out of nowhere because of the Keon part. What I think is funny, though, is we watched that throw. We've seen it to John Brown. We've seen it to Keon Coleman. Now, I can't remember all the guys we've seen it to, but that is supposedly one of the hardest throws to make in football. And Josh Allen makes it whenever he wants to, and they don't do it often, but I feel like it was a trust thing. He knew that he had Keon, and he was going to get that throw.
And so then the question is this the start of something? Not even start of something, but
no.
Is it? No,
with
but
Keon, no.
But is it a little bit of trust? Like, hey, idiot, if you can get to a spot, I can throw the ball at you hard enough that you have no choice but to catch it.
There's two parties in that conversation, unfortunately.
What I love about that moment, though, was that was the one no one saw coming. The one we saw coming was probably Cooks getting loose at some point, because he's never going to break coverage on his own. If he's covered, he's
Brandon
covered.
Cooks or
Brandon Cooks.
Okay.
Brandon Cooks. When he's covered, he's covered. Like, they cover him up quite a bit. But off play action, if you have a breakdown, if your safety doesn't get over fast enough, that guy's open. And when Josh puts that ball up, it's not like it was a laser. It was kind of a arm punt. And he was just like, hey, go get it.
He threw it to a spot for sure.
Yep. I'm going to throw it to a place. Can you get there?
Yeah, Cover One did a breakdown today, I believe, where they showed that exact same defensive scheme or that exact same defensive formation for Jacksonville and how the Bills saw it and exploited it. So, which was amazing. It's
awesome to see that Josh Allen's like, oh, hell yeah. You guys are doing this thing?
Yeah.
I'm going to put a ball in the bucket. But when you hear that, like, oh, he threw it in the bucket, it's usually like a 20-yard, like, hey, he lofted it. It's not 40 yards downfield.
41, 42 yards. Yeah, it's crazy. For sure.
Josh Allen's playoff resume is ridiculous.
It's true.
He is now, with this game under his belt, the preeminent talent in the NFL when it comes to the wild card round. There is nobody who can touch him. I'm going to go back to the chart for a second. I want to show you something.
There was a tweet today better than, do you have that information? Tweet today better than Brady, better than a couple other people as well.
Yeah. Nobody has better statistics in the wild card round than Josh Allen.
That's right.
And so when everyone goes, oh, how many Super Bowls do you have? Here's what I want to know. When you get in the playoffs and you get into a one and done loser goes home situation, how demoralizing is it for a coach when you go, oh shit, I got to go play Josh Allen?
Right.
Oh my God.
Right.
This is the Widowmaker.
Right.
When you look at what he's done take that. Here's the fun part. 70% completion percentage. If you take out that Houston game and you just go Indy and on, we mop up teams. Josh Allen has been tomahawk dunking on teams for years. In the wild card round specifically, 5 touchdowns against New England.
Dare I say, including in that Texans game in 2019.
This year, this is the fewest passing touchdowns since 2020 he's been held to. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
He threw 1 and ran for 2, and you held him for the fewest?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Responsible for 3. Yeah.
Josh Allen, Chris, the Matt Beauvais tweet. And then look at him. Banged up, beaten to hell. This guy is a warrior. And not only is he a warrior, but he understands, he gets it because he's out there saluting the fans in the aftermath. We're just out there celebrating this guy. And it's this, Joe, right here.
Pointing at his family, right? Up in one of the boxes.
This dude, pointing at his family up in the boxes.
He wasn't pointing at Haley because she was in L.A.
Getting berated by weirdos on the press tour for the Golden Globes or whatever the hell it is.
Right.
What I know is that Josh Allen is a wild man. And there's never been a talent like this in the NFL. Never. Because you had your Dan Marinos. But Dan Marino was composed, and he was system, and he was, hey, I'm going to do what they tell me, and I'm going to make this work, and structure. I'm going to play inside the structure, and if it fails, it fails. And it failed him.
I feel like that's where we are with Josh. Sorry.
Sure, but also Josh is a guy willing to die for this thing. He's out there just, he cares. I said this, the year he signed his contract extension with the Buffalo Bills, we then went on and played a Tuesday night game.
Kansas City? No.
Against the Titans.
Oh, that's right. Yep. COVID year.
Get rolled. They've been practicing. We haven't, whatever. Fast forward the next year, there's a lot of bad blood. And everyone's like, oh, well, we got to get this. It's get back. It's get right game.
Right.
You're there in the fourth quarter and you go, hey, they're a tough defense. And it's a Vrabel team. They're going to play hard-nosed football. You're in the fourth quarter and it's 3rd and 1. And Josh Allen's, or it's 3rd and I think like 4. And Josh Allen goes for the quarterback sneak or the draw. And he gets met with a wall of guys because they know he wants that.
Yep.
And so any quarterback who just signed a $200 million contract for the first time in their lives would go, I'm going to make a business decision. And instead, Josh Allen goes, I'll see you in hell. And they end up cartwheeling him.
Right.
And I said the next day, Josh wants to win more than he wants to walk. And that's going to define his career.
The problem is you can't have that belief and couple it with the other belief that you had as far as, I just want to get along to go along.
Well, so what does that
Josh is the perfect locker room guy. He just wants to get, he's the Boy Scout in the locker. He just
he's not a Boy Scout in there.
He just wants to get along to go along. I'm telling you.
I know. You tell me, you're trying to tell me things I already know.
It's going to be short-lived.
But what I'm telling you is, right now, that marriage on Sunday is what got us through.
I'm not saying it's a problem with McDermott at all.
No, I'm saying that marriage right there of what McDermott has instilled in the team and what Josh Allen brings to the table.
Yes.
The preeminent talent of all time in the wild card round. And Sean McDermott harnessing that and being like, hey, guys, let's spin the wheel and get nuts.
Right.
It worked.
Right.
It worked to a degree that I don't think it could have otherwise. I love it. And now we got to talk about heroes and zeros. Chris, hero of the week, cornerback Tre'Davious White.
Don't take it personally, all right? Franchise star players are a lot like Highlanders. There can only be one.
There is only one Tre'Davious White. Prodigal son, Tre'Davious White.
Has returned.
Tre'Davious White left this team as a disgraced former All-Pro. Disgraced because we had to cut him before his contract was even over.
Right.
Some guys go to free agency and they leave the team. Tre White didn't even get that dignity. He was so hurt so many times. The Bills had to do, it's a business decision. We have to divest. Mm-hmm. You have to go find your job somewhere else.
Yep.
Even though we preach family and we preach that we have each other's backs, you have to move on. And he did. And he had the rockiest road I think anybody could have asked for. Like Tre White had a rough ride.
It wasn't great.
He goes out to LA and he struggles and he's bad. He gets brought in as CB2, immediately gets busted down to CB4. Then he's relegated to the bench.
Not healthy.
Not healthy.
Not healthy.
And then he gets parked on the Ravens staff. They make him a dime back and they go, oh, you might have a little utility.
Right.
Imagine trying to tell a Ravens fan last year when he was a dime back for them that Tre White would be the most valuable cornerback in a game in the wild card round in 2025-26.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see the turnaround Tre White's come from. And then I think we started to see it during Hard Knocks. The dude has been working his ass off. He's been struggling. He's been fighting for everything. It shows you the love that he has for this game. And then he comes back and he gets, Maxwell Harrison. Okay, cool. Me and Maxwell, I'm going to teach him.
Right.
And they get all the cool Hard Knocks things of him wringing his socks out and him talking about, I'm going to run hills. But I don't think that's showmanship. I think he legitimately was going to do whatever it took
Oh, yeah.
to get back on the football field for the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is where everything started. This is where his life was good. And if I can just get back here, I've had that personally. Have you ever had that where in your life you're like, if I could ever just get back to this moment,
Oh, yeah.
everything will go back to normal?
No, I mean, it even comes down to the number that he wears. A lot of people don't realize or necessarily correlate that 27 was the pick that he was. Like,
Yes.
Like he wears 27 because that was the number he was picked at.
And also the diameter of your thighs in those jeans.
This is twice now. The size of my thighs and skinny jeans has come up on this show.
I apologize because I've been having so much fun ranting with Joe. I have not been paying attention to the comments. Chris, your job as a producer is to watch the comments, call out what's fun.
I mean, well, anything Matt has said, Matt is like,
Let's go.
Matt, people think I am Matt. It is a burner account because of the amount of negativity Matt has put in the comments. Because he thinks it's slim to none that we win Saturday.
Sure, probably.
I offered Matt the because he's so down for Saturday, like we're not going to win. I told Matt he should drink the score difference in Seagrams. So if we win 28-17, he should drink 11 Seagrams.
Buddy,
I feel like
I have them right here and I will mail them to you.
What are they? I'll take one. I feel like if there's a year the Bills win the Super Bowl, it's this year.
Oh my God, what are you, Bruce Willis? Seagrams. Do you remember those commercials?
No.
Oh my God, the 80s commercials with Bruce Willis on the harmonica, and they're on a bench and they're front porch and they're trying to make Seagrams seem like, first they were trying to make him seem rustic, and then they were trying to make him seem cool, where it was Bruce Willis at a fancy bar with a blonde and a redhead, and he's leaving with both of them because he bought them a Seagram's dry wine cooler. It's like, Seagram's is awful. This has been one of the biggest scams on American society, was the Seagram's wine cooler.
We've derailed.
Yes. Tre'Davious White.
Back on point.
Tre White, the work that he put in to get back to being a preeminent talent for the Buffalo Bills is incredible. And to watch him have that game.
Yes.
That game where he just mogged every receiver.
Yes.
So if you have NFL Pro, for those of us who really want to watch it, you just have to subscribe to NFL Pro and you can watch every snap of a certain player.
Yeah.
You name the player, you plug their name in, and it'll show you every snap. And then you get to watch not just the play from the broadcast, but also the All-22. Tre White was physical with these wide receivers.
Oh, yeah.
He's out there banging. And the wide receivers for Jacksonville are not slouches.
Right.
And he's out there mixing it up with them. He's and that's where you see that everyone stayed away from Christian Benford until he was covering Parker Washington.
Right.
And then he got burned for a touchdown.
Correct.
But Tre White out there on the field was the difference. And for everyone who was upset that Maxwell Hairston, myself included, got hurt the final week,
I was not upset.
Tre'Davious White was always going to take the Lions' share of the snaps in this game. And I'll tell you what, his performance justifies that. Look at this. Max Hairston wouldn't have made half the plays Tre White did. Never mind the game winner. Look at the other PBUs he had. Look at the other times where you saw Trevor Lawrence turn his head to a wide receiver and then check away.
Yep.
It happened constantly.
Yep.
Because Tre White got back and he got right.
Yeah.
And he did it here in Buffalo.
Yeah, he got the Dude Award from us on Sunday night in the postgame show. So yeah, Tre White was phenomenal in that football game. It's great to see the progression from injury and the confidence level that he's playing at right now. And he was coming from, to your point about watching film, he was flashing out of nowhere. Like,
yes.
The play's over here, and then from the side of the screen comes Tre White.
You're like, holy shit, who threw up the bat signal? Why is Tre White here?
Right. Yeah, he had an outstanding game as far as that goes, for sure.
You know who didn't have a good game?
Yes.
Chris, there's a lot of people I wanted to give this to, but I have to give it to Joey Bosa.
You folks fell on your face. You get an F- in my book.
When Bobby Babich, who sucks at his job, is calling you out for sucking at your job, you know you done wrong. You know you done messed up, Aaron. You have made a mistake, and it's a problem. Joey Bosa did a video with the Buffalo Bills media, like the PR staff. It's a very heavily PR produced piece where he talked about how, my whole career, I've never really been healthy going into the postseason.
Right.
This is the healthiest I've ever felt. And I go, okay, Joey Bosa.
Go get some.
Then go get some. Go show me that you need something. Holy shit. And here's the worst part. Joey Bosa, on its face, if you want to be a stat merchant and all you do is box score watch, Joey Bosa actually probably didn't do that poorly, right? 4 total tackles. He had no sacks, pressures, but he did have pressures.
Yep.
He created pressure. He had a couple hurries. He had things going on. He was involved. He hit the quarterback once. But also, Joey Bosa was the worst run defender on the Bills' defense. It's painful watching him play the run.
Yeah, he was definitely not containing.
He can't.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, early in the season, when it happened in week 2 or week 3, week 2, he had one of his best games against the Jets.
Drew,
What?
would you rather Bosa be injured now like he usually should be?
Or just not showing up?
I don't feel like Bosa has left his last card on the table. I think there's more to come.
There better be. There better be. Or else I'm going to have I'm going to say some things. I'm going to get wild. I'll maybe leave some junk in front of his house.
I'm at the point, as we've talked about it previously, and now we're talking about this. I don't see any way the Bills can pick up Dalton Kincaid's 5th-year option, and I think the Bills need to do whatever they got to do to re-sign Joey Bosa.
Why? He was the worst player in this game by far.
In one game.
Okay. But it was one of the most meaningful.
What if the Jaguars' game plan was we can't let that guy beat us no matter what?
We're going to turn into a shouty show because what you and me are going to do is have a half-hour firefight over Joey Bosa. I can tell you flat out, I've watched guys. I'm old enough to remember, so are you, the Mario Williams experience where they sold us on he's so good. And they go, well, his career says he's good.
We've talked about this.
So he must be good here. And I go, no. I've watched a million guys come here and suck ass.
I thought that was Mark Anderson.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Mark Anderson! Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen.
What a pull from the Patriots!
Ladies and gentlemen who are fans of the Rockpile Report, which I am one. What the problem with this is recency bias, even though it's not recent. It's so fun to take that last year of Mario Williams' career and say, my God, he was the worst signing the Buffalo Bills ever made, and eliminate the first 4 years of that signing and how dominant he was.
Sure, he was awesome.
He was
He won us the Carolina game. I was there for a game versus Carolina.
He was unbelievable in the Packers game in Buffalo.
Yep. Yeah, he had the strip sack that won us the game.
He made Jerry Hughes Jerry Hughes.
Yes.
The only reason Jerry Hughes was ever Jerry Hughes, and the reason Jerry Hughes got paid Hughes money, $55 million, was because Mario Williams was Mario Williams. However, in the last season here, with Sexy Rexy taking a 4-3 into a 3-4 hybrid scheme, dropping him into coverage, putting him completely out of position, and Mario Williams being like, I don't want to play this football. And now we live in a world of Mario Williams was a horrible signing.
Rich Perks.
You only have.
If I had a microphone, I'd drop it.
You only have Barber in the comments who wants Bosa back too. Joe Fryer, get rid of Bosa. Matt C, Rich Perks.
Rich Perks. Let the Titans throw too much money at him. Let them overpay for his services.
For what? Greg Rousseau? So we're going to go next year, AJ Epinesa and Greg Rousseau? That's the plan?
If Joey
Bosa... Wait. We're gonna let Brandon Bean draft an edge rusher in round 1? That's the plan? The plan is Joey... The plan is Rousseau, AJ Epinesa...
I'd rather go chase a Trey Hendrickson.
Draft pick.
I'd rather go chase a Trey Hendrickson.
Not... I tweeted yesterday during the freaking Texans game, there is legitimate... podcast recorded on the internet that you can find of me screaming, go get Danielle Hunter. Go get him. And the Bills never did. They elected to draft Boogie Basham and Greg Rousseau and like all of these guys, AJ Epinesa, and guys that can't play freaking football. Meanwhile, Danielle Hunter, 5 years later, is still an impact player in the NFL. Go ahead, Chris.
Chris is raising his hand.
I'm raising my hand
hard.
Like I'm in middle school. You're forgetting about Landon Jackson.
Guys, what I guess my point with Joey Bosa.
Brandon Beat is a problem. Anyway, go ahead.
Don't know. He's the problem. If you like, honestly, if I have to choose, there's two evils. Do I want them to, like we talked about? Hey, we all season long, we're mad at everybody for everything. Understandable. Do you want to fire GM, fire your coach, fire both? New coach, new GM. That's a problem. That's a whole regime change. It's a system change. Everything falls apart.
Right.
Culture changes.
Right.
The culture's fine here in Buffalo.
The culture is great.
The culture is great. If your quarterback at least understands that, maybe he's not bought in, but maybe he understands it, then maybe that's great too. The roster building has been terrible.
Terrible.
And so there's one person you lay that at the doorstep of. And so if you want to blame anybody for this Joey Bosa thing, it's not even his fault. He is who he is.
Joey Bosa's been better than Von
Also,
Miller.
have you ever heard him speak? Dude's dumb. He's dumb.
I'm not.
I want to see him do math.
I'm not necessarily.
I want to get a whiteboard.
Relevant to this
I want to get a whiteboard and make Joey Bosa do math.
There's a whole lot of NFL football players that can barely speak English, but that's
all I want to do is point out that Joey Bosa had a shitbag game. He's also he's on a 1-year deal. He's going to go out there and sell himself. If you're trying to sell yourself as a preeminent edge talent and you deserve to get paid, that was not the game to do it.
No. Well,
throw that tape out.
There's still more game to play.
Jacoby Myers pancaked you.
He was on one foot and off balance.
Who gives a shit? A wide receiver got you.
A 6 foot.
If I'm a GM trying to make a point and I'm haggling, I'm going to pull that tape out and go, hey boy, what's that say?
Hey, spin in the comments.
Help a brother out.
Drew, I dare you to say that to Bosa's face.
You know what the problem, Spin, is I would, and then there would be no more podcasts. But it's okay. I would. I'm the guy who got his literally fractured a rib talking shit to Mississippi State players about how I thought I could take a tackle. And then we found out the human body, like Doug Whaley once famously said, is not meant for the game of football.
I just don't understand Joey Bosa detractors in Bills Mafia in as much as it pertains to.
Then show up this week.
The science of edge rushing and moves. And when you look at what the Bills have and have had, and I'm not talking about Hoyt, who played for 10 minutes. Basically, we don't even know what he is. And
Hoyt would have been the best thing to ever happen.
Maybe.
I'm that meme, the X-Men meme of me just slowly stroking a photo, like a portrait photo of
Michael Hoyt.
Just Michael Hoyt. Just going, God damn, I wish I had you back.
He gave you a game.
I'd trade you 5 Joey Boses for one Mike Hoyt.
After one game, basically, which means he could have given you 5 more games of Joey Bosa.
Sure.
My point is
the devil you know.
It's odd to you don't know. My point is that when you watch Greg Rousseau edge rush, AJ Epinesa edge rush,
and everybody dynamically different,
and everybody else that this team has edge rush. And then you've got Joey Bosa, who actually has edge rushing skills and instincts. And that's the guy we want to eliminate. The guy that can do a spin move. The guy that can do an up and under. The guy that can bull and speed to power and do all of the things that an edge rusher is supposed to do. That's the guy we want to eliminate because Greg Rousseau, by God,
is the
guy.
Don't bring his name in here because I'll get wild.
So who do you want? If you're removing Bosa, who's left?
I just want better. I just want better. Is that okay? Can I just say better?
I think better starts on the other side of Joey Bosa.
All right. So with that, Joey Bosa sucked this week, and yet we won a playoff game. And now we're sitting here talking about how do we end this? Now, Brent Austin from Action Sports Jacksonville.
You heard it too.
I haven't heard it yet.
No,
I meant the way he said action.
No.
Yes.
No. We're deep in a podcast now. That's how you know we've made it into the deep.
You know we got
Kyle Williams. The way Kyle Williams used to illustrate it is, we're in the deep water. We drag him in there where it's hard. Everything's hard. So
I just watched Chris's head jerk when you said that.
I will retweet it. It will be on our Twitter right now if you want to go watch it. I had you listen to a little bit of it.
You did.
I didn't get to listen to it yet.
Nope. They did 5 minutes talking about how the better team didn't win this game. The better team didn't win. And they talked about how, we were the more physical team. And hey, Joe, remember when I texted you and said, hey, I thought that shot on Gabe was a cheap shot?
Yes.
It was low. It was definitely it was definitely below the hip. They targeted the knee. And guess what? You tore his ACL. Good job, Jaguars. You injured 2 of our wide receivers
right.
with ACL injuries in the same fucking game. And I'm supposed to sit here and pretend like you're Saints? Oh, no, it was just a physical game. You go back and watch the hit on Shavers that tore his ACL. Go back and watch the hit on Gabe and tell me those were clean.
Like I said, the power bomb on Josh Allen's head by Josh Hines Allen.
This was a scumbag effort by a scared team
100%.
who has never understood what playoff football was
100%.
about. And yet it almost worked. It almost worked. You eliminated literally everything. And so Brent and Austin from Action Sports Jacksonville, I'm going to retweet their audio on our Twitter right now, did 5 minutes talking about how the better team did not win the wild card round. That's proof that that franchise is totally unfamiliar with playoff football.
100%.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you were in the regular season. What? You thought you were good because your wide receivers caught 50 balls a game. And hey, Trevor Lawrence was chugging along at 275 a game?
A lot.
He was throwing 2.5 touchdowns per game during that winning streak of theirs. Well, that's really great. Guess what? When you show up in the postseason, it gets tight.
The game changes.
Officiating crews change.
Coaching changes.
Changes.
The speed of the game changes.
The speed changes because you're playing good teams. And you're also playing teams that know what the playoffs are. So when we bash Sean McDermott, right now he has the most playoff experience left in the field.
Other than Sean Payton, yes.
It's him and Sean Payton, but also Sean Payton has no experience with that team.
Right.
Right now, if you want to look at what's left out there, there's nothing in the AFC field that stacks up to what the Buffalo Bills bring to the table.
Which is why they can win the Super Bowl.
And yet there's idiots out there in Duval who will have you believe that the better team didn't win. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Maybe
Joe
next
Miller,
year,
people in the comments are upset you haven't really touched your Seagrams.
It's almost gone.
No, someone was like, barely even hasn't touched that Seagrams. Eggs for days. Oh, we'll call your wife to come pick you up.
What I'll say is that when you take a look at what's happening here, Bills, Jacksonville, Cohen was over his skis.
Big time.
And it showed up in a lot of little ways. It was all the small things that make up a football game. Going for it on 4th down instead of just taking the kick. Take the points.
Right.
The Bills did it. The Bills did it to our chagrin. And then the Bills did one of the most egregious things I thought, Chris, the thing that really set me off, that killed my mother-in-law, was to hear me cursing this man and wanting him buried under the rubble of Ralph Wilson Stadium when they line up on 4th and 4. And then they take a delay a game, and I go, you idiot.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
And then they punt. And I go, holy shit, this was all for a punt. You did this on purpose?
Yeah, they were playing for field goals at one point as well, or later in the game, too.
You were always going to punt.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And yet now you look back at it and go, I see the logic in what you chose to do in that moment.
They won. Because
in his mind, he goes 4th and 4 is long. And if we don't make it, they're right here, and that kicker can kick. All right, fuck them.
Yep.
We'll try to bait them off sides. If they
100%.
don't, then we give it to them. But we pin them at the 1 and we make them go.
Yeah, he had a fun post game presser where he was talking about Little, and he said that he goes, I had to go out on the field to basically see what he was doing because he was basically making kicks from East Aurora. And then he qualified, and he said, for those of you not like from where we're from, he goes, that's a town in Buffalo. Like he was kicking from East Aurora. Like that's how far he was kicking the football. Like it's unbelievable how far.
If we can go to Joe Fryer in the comments, Duval. Can't spell Duval without an L. There you go.
Well, what's his name? Ty Johnson
Nice.
tweeted that picture.
Yeah.
Where he's like, hey, you can't spell Duval without the L.
The L. That's
Take that, baby. What I'll say is,
By the way, probably the most important player to be back this week, Ty Johnson. Go ahead.
yes. All I know is everything that came down to this game was your familiarity with playoff football.
Mm-hmm.
The team the more talented team, you're right, the more talented team didn't win.
No.
The more talented team lost because they don't have the experience necessary
maturity.
to understand what this game is, how you have to play it. Hey, when you have the ball in your opponent's red zone, don't go for it on fourth down.
The only thing that makes me nervous about
But you're down by 3 and you're going to go for it on fourth? That's stupid. Kick the field goal.
Yeah, the only thing that makes me nervous about this week's game against the Broncos is what you're talking about, which is that this is the second round with Sean Payton for the Broncos, and they're playing the Bills. So there's experience there of what we did wrong last year and how do we correct that this year. But I still feel like the Bills win.
It's incredible. It's just incredible to bask in the glow of another wild card win where your quarterback was Michael Jordan.
Indeed.
He showed up and just from the free throw line was dunking. He's two-hand tomahawk behind the like reverse dunk.
360s.
He's Larry Johnson.
Yeah.
He's Grandmama.
Yeah.
He's just out there. It's just all over.
100%.
And good for them. And also, it's at the same time on the other side of the ball, Chris, you have guys who are happy to be back in Buffalo. Look at this tweet. Look at this tweet about Tre White after the game. After the game, Tre White, our player of the game, told one of the local reporters, he's so back. Like when you want to talk about how back Tre White is, it's this, literally, Catherine Fitzgerald. She goes, by the way, the last thing Tre White did before leaving the locker was look at me and go, Riddle Friday! Because he knows that she does that.
Right.
Tre White loves this. He loves being back in Buffalo. He loves being a part of the media cycle. He loves being a guy who gets to go on TV sometimes.
Indeed.
With the win, the Bills have ensured that there is at least one more Riddle Friday. And that's it.
That's it.
Her and Elena Gatzenberg from ESPN. And so the fact that Tre White knows that and yells it at her as he's leaving the locker room.
Right.
This team from the ground up is bought in.
Agreed.
And if you're Jacksonville, like, hey, cool, we're great. We had a cool season out of nowhere. You have to learn how to win the postseason. I go back to that first. I'll close the show with this. When the Bills lost the wild card round against Houston, there was a Players Tribune article written by Deion Dawkins. The following day it got published. And he talks about how much it hurt. And this one hurt. But this is the end. This is just the beginning.
Right.
He was like, we're putting roots down here. We're building our families here. These players are buying in. We're here for the long term, and the Bills are going to build something here that matters. He said that after the Houston Texans wild card loss.
Yep.
Now look at where the Buffalo Bills are. How much have we dominated the first round of the playoffs?
A lot.
There's nobody, whether we have to come to your house, you come to ours.
It's been better.
Sure. We will handle you, or at least we'll make the plays that you can't.
Yep.
It's wild that they know it to a player. And so now you go, this is a culture win. Oh, good. Wonderful. Look at the way that the culture has changed over the course of a decade.
Right.
What I love about this is that we get to keep going. Yeah, our roster's inferior. Who gives a fuck? It's one and done. It's get in the cage and find out whether or not you can win.
That's right.
We have Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I have Josh Allen. I have the guy.
The guy.
I don't just have a guy. I have the guy. And because I have him, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that when you look at it statistically and you throw it all out the window, that guy will move mountains. He will die out there on that football field if you give him the opportunity. And that's what's crazy. And we've seen it. So I'm not saying that lightly.
Yep.
He's seen it. He knows what it is to step foot out here on a football field. And that at any point in time, my life could be subject to that. And yet he still cowboys. He cowboys around like it doesn't matter. That's the reason that it's very hard to knock out the Buffalo Bills.
100%.
You have a mercurial coach who's meticulous and rigid and system and stubborn in Sean McDermott.
Yep.
And this cowboy quarterback who just does whatever the hell.
Yep.
That's hard, right? Like, it's hard to overcome.
Agreed.
The Bills are a problem. Bills are a problem.
I hope so.
And we're about to roll into Denver, and hopefully it continues. Do they tire out? Do they run out of gas? I don't know.
I don't think so.
We're going to find out.
We are going to find out.
I can't wait. Guys, this has been so much fun, but we got to get the hell out of here. I've kept Joe for way too long. Joe, tell everybody where they can find you. What do you got coming up?
Good Lord. So the offseason, I don't even know what the offseason it brings. But yeah, Joe Miller, Wired on Twitter, the Overreaction Buffalo Sports Network. If you just search Overreaction Buff, you can find it anywhere. My two co-owners of my network, John Fina and Jerry Ostrowski, former Buffalo Bills. But yeah, would love to have you join us at any time when you're not paying attention to or listening to you guys live. So yeah, so that's all I got. So
You're so soft spoken.
This is
you turned into Delilah.
This is my favorite podcast. So like it just be like I wouldn't want to necessarily take anybody away from you guys. People that have found you guys is great. So
I love you.
Yeah, like stay here and on Monday or Sunday check us out,
guys.
But, Tuesday, Wednesday, check you guys out.
It's going to be fire and brimstone. They either, like I said, no matter how it ends Sunday, they're going to go down and swing.
Yeah, they are,
because it's built into their DNA. And for as much as I want to hate Sean McDermott for everything he's done here, or at least some of the things, some of the oversights, some of the gaffes, some of the mistakes, I owe him, looking back at how many coaches?
It's been a lot. Even through the 17-year drought, it's been a lot.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy who has found a way to, he got Jordan and harnessed him. Like, that's it. He found the preeminent playoff quarterback who wants to win more than he wants to walk tomorrow.
Yes.
And his philosophy with this coach, like, I just think it can yield good things. We get shit. I want to say I want to be positive, but I can't. Chris, we gotta get the hell out of here. This is all highly suspect. Everything's up for grabs. If this all goes sideways on Sunday, will we think less of Sean McDermott?
Yes.
Some people will. I will not.
I won't. Because I'll be like, hey, we shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be here. With all the adversity, we don't belong here.
It's going to be a fun offseason when you talk about all of the players, the age of the players, like the age of this roster in general, and who's not potentially going to be here next year, guys that are aging out, and what that means. It's going to be an interesting offseason for this football team for sure.
Hopefully we don't see it on Monday.
Hopefully.
Your lips to God's ears. We got to get the hell out of here. I'm Drew Gear. That's Chris Kruger. That's Joe Miller. This has been your Rockpile Report.
Go Bills.
I like how you gave some